Desert sands are shifting under the blazing amber sun. A new adventure has already secretly begun. I see the shimmering of gold upon the distant ridge. Across the canyon of the past, we build a sturdy bridge.
Oltre l'orizzonte dove il cielo sposa il mare,
I travel miles just to see the morning star.
the dust of yesterday is blown by the southern wind.
A state of purity where the weary souls are disciplined.
The colors of the afternoon are turning into fire,
lifting our intentions and our deepest soul desire.
the edge of the world is just the start.
Look toward the golden horizon where the limits disappear. There is no room for hesitation or the shadow of a fear.
We are chasing after visions that are
Painted in the sky, spread the wings of destiny and learn the way to fly toward the warmth of an unending light.
the mountains bow their heads to the majesty of gold.
A story of 1,000 years is waiting to be told.
I feel the rhythm of the earth beneath my leather boots,
Seeking the nourishment of the ancient sacred roots.
I'll follow every trail that the burning embers lead.
Until the tapestry of wonder is the one I weave.
There's a kingdom in the distance,
Made of light and grace, where time is forgotten and we find our rightful place. Burning like a phoenix from the ashes of the dark. Every single movement is a vital living spark. Brighter than the jewels, richer than the crown. Look toward the golden horizon where the limits disappear. There is no room for hesitation or the shadow of a fear.
we are chasing after visions that are painted
In the sky, spread the wings of destiny and learn the way to fly
toward the warmth of an
unending light.
run until the feet no longer touch the heavy ground.
Until the only melody is a triumphant sound.
No borders can contain us, no map can define
The intersection where the human meets the line divine.
the sun is rising,
Gold is shining.
everything is possible.
Look toward the golden horizon where the limits disappear. There is no room for hesitation or the shadow of a fear.
We are chasing after visions that are
curtain is descending on the stage of the long day. The colors of the afternoon are turning into gray. I look back at the journey with a peaceful, quiet mind, leaving every regret and every sorrow far behind. I am ready for the silence of the winter's heavy snow.
L'ultimo respiro come un bacio che dobbiamo dare to the universe that lent us the ability to care. The lights of the theater are fading one by one, but the work of the spirit is already completely done. I am at the threshold of the mysterious unknown, reaping all the beauty of the seeds that we have sown. The final destination
that the heart has always known,
softer than the feather,
lighter than the air. In the final breath we are returning to the source, the end of the river and the ending of the course.
no more need for words or for the struggle of the will.
In the sanctuary of the perfectly and holy still, a transition of the light into a different kind of glow. Everything we've learned is everything we need to know.
I feel the grip of the material beginning now to slip as the soul prepares itself for the transcendental ship. The anchor is lifted from the heavy sandy floor as we drift away toward the distant golden shore.
I am not afraid of the coming of the night,
For I am filled with the essence of a pure and holy light. We have sung our songs and we have lived our many lives, but the legacy of love
is the only thing that survives.
the breath is just a bubble that is bursting on the sea,
Shedding the identity
of the person finally free,
closing the heavy book
of the history we made,
as the details
of the eagle start to
further
fade,
than the prayer,
deeper than the sleep.
in the final breath we are returning to the source, the end of the river and the ending of the course. No more need for words or for the struggle of the will. In the sanctuary of the perfectly and holy still, a transition of the light into a different kind of glow. Everything we've learned is everything we need to know. Let it go, let it fly underneath the canvas of the everlasting sky. No more pain, no more weight, no more heavy, heavy chain. Only the belonging and the ending of the
One last release.
In the final breath we are returning to the source, the end of the river and the ending of the course. No more need for words or for the struggle of the will. In the sanctuary of the perfectly and holy still, a transition of the light into a different kind of glow. Everything we've learned is everything we need to know. Into the peace we are whole. Final breath. of the earth and of the sky, to give a promise that the passing years will never buy. No ink is needed for the words written on the heart, a bond that was established even before the start.
I offer you the loyalty of 1,000 lifetimes past. Il mio giuramento è scolpito nel marmo del tempo,
a commitment that is deeper than the movement of the wind.
I pledge to be the anchor when the ocean starts to roar,
to be the solid ground beneath the feet that seek the shore.
Our union is a covenant that no mortal can undo, bound by the invisible threads of a celestial lace,
finding our reflection in the kindness of a face,
stronger than the gravity
over distant stars.
we are keeping ancient vows, a melody of devotion
That is forever being sung
through the winters of the soul
and the summers of the mind,
to spirits in a rhythm
that the universe designed.
eternal as the mountains,
Steady as the rising tide,
with the wisdom of the ages.
this is our holy inner guide.
I've carried this devotion through the desert and the frost,
Knowing that the essence of our love was never lost.
I recognized your spirit in the middle of the crowd.
By the way you carry beauty, so humble and yet proud.
I am the guardian of the flame,
Reignited long ago,
and I will be the garden,
where your weary hopes can grow,
nurturing the promises
with the water of my soul,
until the broken circles
are finally made whole.
no contract can contain the depth of what I feel for you.
A devotion that is ancient and yet every morning new,
Repeating the syllables,
of a sacred secret oath,
witnessing the miracle,
of a spiritual growth,
purer than the prayer,
deeper than the wall.
we are keeping ancient vows, a melody of devotion
That is forever being sung
through the winters of the soul
and the summers of the mind, to spirits in a rhythm that the universe designed.
eternal as the mountains,
Steady as the rising tide,
with the wisdom of the ages.
as our holy inner guide,
Till the sun grows cold
till the moon turns to dust
in the sanctuary,
of our mutual trust.
no storm can shake the pillars,
No time can wear the stone. We are never truly lost. We are never truly alone.
always
Forever, I promise.
we are keeping ancient vows.
We are keeping ancient vows, a melody of devotion that is forever being sung. search the valleys of the common and the plain, looking for a purpose in the struggle and the pain. But there's a pull like gravity toward a loftier plane, above the clouds of selfishness and the clouds of disdain. I feel the oxygen of a rare and thinner air.
Un affetto nobile che ci porta oltre il confine, where the earthly attachments
finally start to decline.
It is not a passion that burns and then turns into ash, but a steady radiance, not a momentary flash.
We are ascending the staircase of a grand design, and leaving the ego in the dust of the lowlands below, watching the seeds of a selfless devotion start to grow. Greater than the mountain, clearer than the stream, we are found in a higher love, a peak we've never scaled, where the secrets of the heart are finally unveiled.
Beyond the petty jealousies
and the grasping of the hand,
a sovereign territory,
a vast and holy land.
it's the summit of the spirit,
The victory of the soul,
the only kind of union that can make the broken whole. I will not settle for the crumbs upon the floor, when the banquet of the infinite is waiting at the door. I'll climb the jagged precipice with a steady iron will, until the frantic beating of the world is perfectly still.
I am a pilgrim on the path to a brighter light,
And I will be the eagle that accompanies your flight,
soaring on the thermals of a pure and honest grace, until we find the coordinates of our rightful place.
no longer bound by the chains of a small and narrow mind,
Leaving all the bitterness and the pettiness behind,
reaching for the rafters of the celestial dome,
finding in the kindness of a stranger a sense of home,
lighter than the lily,
stronger than the gale.
we are found in a higher love,
A peak we've never scaled,
where the secrets of the heart
are finally unveiled.
beyond the petty jealousies,
And the grasping of the hand,
a sovereign territory,
a vast and holy land. It's the summit of the spirit, the victory of the soul, the only kind of union that can make the broken whole.
lift your eyes,
Lift your voice
make the ultimate and the final choice.
to live for the other, to die to the self. In the storehouse of the spirit, find the only real way. Higher, purer, transcending.
We are found in a higher love,
Oh, a peak we've never scaled,
where the secrets of the heart
are finally clock is striking 12 upon the cathedral of the night. The moon becomes the conductor of a pale and silver light. I hear the violins of the wind beginning now to play in the shadows where the logic of the sun has gone away. A dark and velvet opera is unfolding in the dark.
Senti l'armonia che vola sopra il parco, the cello of the forest and the oboe of the lake, a masterpiece of melody that only dreams can make.
The stars are playing trumpets in the corners of the sky,
A cosmic arrangement
for the naked human eye.
We are the soloists in this nocturnal grand design, rising in a crescendo that is perfectly divine,
where the rhythms of the universe and human hearts entwine.
louder than the thunder,
Sharper than the spark, it's the midnight symphony, a music for the brave, rising from the silence of the cradle and the grave.
a whirlwind of the spirits in a polyphonic dance,
Lost within the beauty of a transcendental trance.
the chords of the eternal are vibrating in the air,
A glorious explosion
of a wordless soaring prayer. I find the bass and rhythm in the beating of the earth.
celebrate a mystery and a spiritual rebirth.
The brass section is roaring like the lions in the zoo,
Breaking through the stillness,
with a message bold and true.
I am the percussion in this grand and holy beat.
And I will provide the soprano,
So crystalline and sweet,
floating like a feather on the waves of the sound.
reaching for the heavens while our feet are on the ground.
Every note is a diamond, every rest is a gem, sewing all the wonders to the garment's golden hem.
Building to a climax that will shatter every glass.
Watching as the specters of the old traditions pass,
Higher than the summit,
deeper than the sea.
it's the midnight symphony, a music for the brave, rising from the silence of the cradle and the grave.
A whirlwind of the spirits in a polyphonic dance,
Lost within the beauty of a transcendental trance.
the chords of the eternal are vibrating in the air,
A glorious explosion
of a wordless soaring prayer. Play the heartstrings, strike the drums of faith, open up the heavy and the iron musical gate.
no discord can let it ring
until the dawn.
Midnight Symphony.
I see a city built of ethics and of polished stone, where the dignity of the person is the only seated throne.
No one is forgotten and no one is left behind
In the architecture of a fair and a balanced mind, I am the visionary of a world that could be real.
un ideale di gloria che il tempo non può scalfire, where the integrity of the spirit is the only thing we admire.
The standards of the ancients and the wisdom of the sage,
Guiding every movement of the coming of the age.
we are the knights of a virtue that is never out of style,
Walking with a purpose and a humble steady smile.
lifting up the fallen from the heavy dusty pile.
Higher than the tower, firmer than the base.
It's a noble dream, a vision of a grander state,
Where the kindness of the many
is the master of our fate.
built upon the pillars of the honor and the truth, combining the experience of the age and of the youth, a legacy of goodness
That will echo through the years.
washing off the cynicism
And the dry and bitter sneers. I will defend the weak with the sword of my conviction, refusing the comfort of a comfortable addiction
to the easy and the cheap and the things that don't endure, keeping the intentions of my spirit absolutely pure.
I am the sentinel of a better way of life,
And there will be the peace in the middle of the strife,
planting the orchards where the future can feed.
eliminating the hunger and the rot of the greed.
We are the builders of a
Cathedral of the grace,
making this the home.
for the entire human race, polishing the shields of the courage and the light, making sure the beacon is burning through the night, brighter than the diamond, steadier than the star.
It's a noble dream, a vision of a grander state,
Where the kindness of the many
is the master of our fate.
built upon the pillars of the honor and the truth, combining the experience of the age and of the youth, a legacy of goodness that will echo through the years, washing off the cynicism and the dry and bitter sneers.
Stand tall, rise up,
Drink from the consecrated cup of the service and the duty and the sacrifice we made for the sake of the spirit and for the future's sake.
honor, duty, nobility, duty, nobility, nobility. It's a noble dream,
A vision of a grander state, where the kindness of the many is the master of our fate, built upon the pillars of the honor and the truth, combining the experience of the age and of the youth, a legacy of goodness that will echo through the years, washing off the
dry and bitter sneers.
The dream